All right, so we all know Wonder Woman, the Amazonian princess, the symbol of truth, strength, and compassion. But what happens when you strip all that away? What happens when you raise her in hell? Absolute Wonder Woman #1 is supposed to give us a darker, more raw take on the character, but does it actually deliver? Or is it just another edgy Elseworld story that falls flat? I want to take you on a spoiler-free dive in to find out if this new version of Diana is worth your time, or if maybe you ought to just skip to issue #2. And don't forget, join us on Discord if you want to let us know what you think. I'll throw the link in the description. Okay, so I'm just going to come right out and say it. Absolute Wonder Woman #1 did not hit the mark for me. I had high hopes for it. If you've seen my other videos, I thought it could be the best one out of all the three first heroes, the Trinity, to be introduced in the Absolute Universe. It just didn't happen. It may still happen. Could be some change. Maybe #2 is going to be really great. Maybe things are going to, as they go on, it's a 5-issue story arc. Maybe I'll change my mind. And already Hayden Sherman did a great job with the visuals, especially the way motion is captured in these wide cinematic panels. There's some really cool fight scenes. There's one sequence where Sherman has Wonder Woman like hopping in and out of these irregular panels that are kind of spread throughout the story, and it's just a very unique use of the panels, which I think is always cool to see when an artist can figure out how to do something like that. But Kelly Thompson's writing, surprisingly, it just really does not give you enough to care about. The pacing doesn't feel right. You get too much backstory in some ways, but then not enough in others. You know a bunch of things that maybe aren't really relevant, or maybe we're just totally wasting panels, but then you don't really know why you care. Why there's just nothing really got me invested in the story. And the worst part, of course, is I'm comparing it to Absolute Batman the whole time, where it's much more action. The exposition is sprinkled through a page here, a page there. It really felt like it was just the right amount. And here I am reading Absolute Wonder Woman, and you've got sometimes multiple pages, more than one time. There's multiple consecutive pages of showing her upbringing in this disappointingly boring hell. Like, apparently the punishment of hell is you're bored to death, but you can't die. Just not really what I envisioned when I was imagining what it was going to be like. Somehow a lot happened and still left me feeling like nothing really happened by the end of it. So unless you're really into collecting first issues, or you just want to enjoy the artwork, this is not one that I'd recommend picking up. That said, I'm still curious to see what happens next. I'll be checking out issue 2 for sure, and I'll let you know if things turn around. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that. I think that it could potentially get to where, I mean, it's like TV shows. Sometimes the first episode just doesn't really draw you in, but, you know, people say, well, if you'll watch to episode 3, you know, watch the first season. I'm not watching the first season of any show unless it's got to be good. But for me, with a comic, I'll give it one more shot on the second episode or on the second issue, but I got to see something to make me feel like, okay, I care. I'm going to stick around. Even if you come back here and you see me saying, yeah, #2 is great, I think you could skip this one and just jump right into #2. There's just not much to miss, and it really sucks, but that's the way it seems to me. Right now, I'd say save your money on this one. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and join us on Discord, because you've got thoughts about this stuff too. You listen to mine. Why shouldn't I have to listen to yours?